Hola, otra vez. Video número 8. Okay. Making the subjunctive easy. Fácil. Okay. We've covered a lot of areas now. And there's one thing that really needs to be addressed that I think is important before we move on any further. What I'm hoping is that soon we'll be having, when Cynthia comes back, we'll be working through this together, giving you lots of examples showing you how the subjunctive is used in real practice. Okay, this is the theory part of it. But there's a little bit of confusion that lots of people have about sentences that start with si. Okay, si. If. Now, based on what we've learned in the past, what I learned, if you start the sentence with if, for me that was like a dead on. It had to be subjunctive. But that's not the case. As I said right at the beginning, if you remember, in the sentence, if he comes tomorrow, we'll go to the park. Okay? That sentence is not subjunctive because you're using the if in what's called kind of present time. Okay? So, si viene mañana, iremos al parque. Si viene, not si venga. Okay? With si, you don't need the subjunctive. Si is not a trigger for the subjunctive. Okay? The present subjunctive. Now, later on, we're going to talk about the past subjunctive. Okay, what's called the imperfect subjunctive. But basically, this is the bottom line. Once you understand how the triggers for the present subjunctive, once you understand how the present subjunctive is made and how it's triggered off, then the past subjunctive is identical. It just happens to be in the past. Okay, so we'll get onto that. But just to give you an idea, if I say, I want you to come tomorrow, okay, that's, as you know, it's a want, it's a request, it's a trigger. I want you to come tomorrow. That's present subjunctive. But imagine you were talking in the past and you said, he wanted her to come the next day. Okay? All that's happened is you've got exactly the same trigger. He wanted that. It's just in the past. And so that's the past subjunctive. Really, rather than being called the imperfect subjunctive, it should be called the past subjunctive, because that's what it is. So whatever you do in the present, you mirror in the past. Again, we'll come to that and we'll go into a bit more depth, okay? Particularly with the construction of that. But I want you to understand that when you were talking in the present with if, there's no subjunctive needed, okay? However, listen to the difference in these two sentences, okay? If I win the lottery, I will buy a big house. If I win the lottery, I will buy a big house. Okay, that's one. Now listen to this sentence. If I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. Both of those sentences start with if. The first one does not need the subjunctive. The second one needs the past subjunctive. Why? I'll show you. I'm going to give you a tip, and this tip came from Cynthia. She told me, and it made the world of difference to me. I really could then understand, and I've used it ever since. Okay? One of the issues that we have as English speakers is we don't have a frame of reference when we come to the subjunctive. This is why we have a problem with it. I was saying that earlier. The present subjunctive we don't have in English. Okay? But we do have the past subjunctive. And you can spot it easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, so listen to this sentence. If I won the lottery, I would buy a house. Okay? Now, am I talking in the past? Am I talking in the present? Or am I talking about a future? When I say, if I won the lottery, I would buy a house. I'm talking about the future, aren't I? I'm talking about a future possibility. Okay? So, listen to the sentence. Isn't there something weird? Because I'm talking about the future. Listen to the weird sentence. If I won the lottery. Okay? So if we're talking about a possible future, why are we using the word won? What's won? It's past, isn't it? It's not if I win the lottery. If I won the lottery, I would. Okay? So this is our imperfect subjunctive. This is our past subjunctive. To show that we're using a past subjunctive, what we do is we're talking about a future event and we use a past tense word. Now, for us, when you hear, if you've spoke English all of your life and you hear somebody saying, oh, if I won the lottery, okay, it sounds perfect. We don't question it. But step outside of that and think about it. If I won, talking in the past about a future thing, all right, that's our imperfect subjunctive, and that's how you can spot it. And that's how you know to differentiate between when you need to use the imperfect subjunctive with the word if, when a sentence starts with if, and when you don't. So how do you spot it? Listen to the two sentences again. Now that I've highlighted that one of them is the past subjunctive. All right, I'll give you a different sentence. Okay. If I drive quickly, I'll get there before 9. If I drive quickly, I'll get there before 9. And now listen to this one. If I drove quickly, I would get there before 9. Okay? So which one needs the past subjunctive? If I drive quickly, I'll get there before 9. If I drove quickly, I would get there before 9. Okay? Well, it's the second sentence, isn't it? Because although we're talking about a future possibility, I'm using the word drove, which is yesterday I drove. All right? So when you hear that, the alarm bells have to go off to say that is not normal. That's a past tense word being used for future. That is our past subjunctive. That is our imperfect subjunctive. And I thank Cynthia for highlighting that to me, as she did, because I never realized. There's a famous song that says, if you were the only girl in the world and I was the only boy. Okay? Both of those, were and was, that's the imperfect subjunctive. Because it's if you are the only girl in the world and I am the only boy. All right? So when you hear us use past, when we should be using present, that's the imperfect subjunctive. Does that make sense? Okay. So let me give you some sentences now. We're going to come back to that. We're going to come to that as a separate subject, okay? But I just wanted to flag that up, that starting a sentence with C is not a trigger for the subjunctive, unless in that sentence there's a past tense word talking about future, okay? So let me give you a sentence and you see whether you can work out how you would say it, okay? What about this one? I don't think that she will get married. I don't think that she will get married. Now, that's an opinion. It's talking about a future possibility. It's all in that opinion, future possibility, a doubt, a maybe. Okay? So, to get married is casarse. Casarse. So, I don't think that she will marry. Okay? So, how would you say that? Well, I don't think, I don't believe. No creo. So, what would it be? Casarse. So it's reflexive. Third person. And AR has to become ER. So what would it be? No creo que se case. Ella. No creo que se case. Okay? That's kind of an opinion sentence with the subjunctive. What about this one? We're going on holiday as soon as we get the train. as soon as we catch the train. Now, to catch a train is coger el tren. So, how would you do that one? Stop the recording if you want to and work that out. So, we'll go on holiday as soon as we catch the train. Or we're going on holiday, better, yeah? We're going on holiday as soon as we catch the train. Okay? That would be nos vamos de vacaciones. Okay? As soon as. What was that one? So you can use en cuanto o tan pronto como. Okay? Nos vamos de vacaciones tan pronto como cojamos el tren. Nos vamos de vacaciones tan pronto como cojamos el tren. And with up to 11 minutes, voy a terminar el video aquí. Okay. We'll continue. Quizá con Cynthia o quizá no. But I hope that's been of value to you, okay? The subjunctive is a big subject, and it's really worth a lot of studying, okay, to get it right, because once you've got it right, your Spanish will be de puta madre, okay? And entonces, hasta luego, nos vemos y me voy.